5 years. I did not originally volunteer to consult upon these cases. Rather, I responded to requests from religious leaders for my professional opinion, and I overcame my hesitation about writing this book only after securing the permission of the afflicted men and women I agreed to help. In 2016, I published an essay solicited by the Washington Post. The editor asked me to give readers my professional perspective, as a psychiatrist, of demonic possessions. The piece attracted more than 1 million online hits. Thousands of comments called for fuller evidence, which at the time I was disinclined to divulge. A CNN online profile of me, with an accompanying television interview, elicited a similar response. At the same time, professional colleagues and scores of exorcists were also regularly urging me, as a professor and physician, to report my findings and methods. Finally, scholars of non-pathological theories of possessions have long called for the publication of well-documented, true reports. And so, albeit with a bit of lingering ambivalence, I decided to write Demonic Foes. I have often been told, who better than a professor of psychiatry can sort out the true cases from the many unfortunate and far more common instances of people who only imagine they are under demonic attack. It is not unusual for people with mental illnesses and other medical conditions to misperceive their states of mind as induced by evil spirits. As we will see, this is especially true of patients who suffer from psychoses and severe personality and dissociative disorders, as well as people who are easily prone to suggestion. I realized I was in a unique position to shed light on these knotty issues. I have run into skeptics and naysayers, of course. I've raised a few eyebrows, particularly from the online commentariat. Cloaked in anonymity, these armchair experts are not shy about expressing their often poorly informed views. A more acerbic supporter commented that I had disturbed the anthill by going so public. Similarly, most health professionals, however bright and well-meaning, have no familiarity with this subject. Because they are more aware than lay audiences how memories can easily be distorted, they tend to assume that all such stories must be either delusions or inaccurate recollections. There have been plenty of dubious, recovered memories of diabolic attacks and satanic abuse. We cover in depth the whole controversy, but the chief accounts in this book are not of those sorts. I either witnessed firsthand the reports I present in the following pages, or the findings were independently verified by multiple highly credible observers. Some more spiritually inclined individuals also have their reservations. Many religious academics are committed to naive or wishful demythologizing in claiming that accounts of demonic activity are but myths or outdated cultural ideas and nothing else. They dismiss multiple references to evil spirits from classic texts and evidentiary documents over the centuries as anachronistic or merely symbolic. Such conclusions would have astonished the seminal figures of most faith traditions, who had no doubt of the reality of demonic attacks. Fearing ridicule or aware of excesses, many clerics today are tentative in discussing the topic at all. Others, who may be a bit too smart for themselves, discount the impressive evidence base. Finally, the doctrinaire debunkers inevitably demand more and more proof, to the point of making their demands impossible. They often appear a bit ludicrous in their facile dismissal of obviously credible testimonies. Well, here is the detailed evidence, aired openly. In reference to the murky world of demons, sunshine is the great disinfectant. Different subjects call for different sorts of proof. In the case of possessions, people often want videotapes or audio tapes. Videotapes, however, are a violation of a person's privacy, and it is misguided to suppose that an evil spirit would deign to parade before a camera. After hiding or disguising themselves for millennia, why would spirits suddenly agree to an amateur filmmaker's direction? Authentic audio tapes, of which there have been many, never seem to persuade the committed skeptic. And again, such demands are naive in expecting compliant behavior from evil spirits. If you search in this book for laboratory evidence or controlled trials or neuroimages of states of possession, you will be disappointed. Spiritual beings don't show up on X-rays. We all use different methods of investigation in many areas of our lives. As a trained physician,